So good morning, everybody. We are reading through First Corinthians chapter 5 to 9. First Corinthians chapter 5 to 9. And there's a lot in here. Kingdom economics is a difficult thing to understand if you insist on holding on to the thinking of this world. Father's thinking is so much higher than this world's thinking. This world is limited. It's limited in its imagination. It's limited in its understanding. It's limited in its knowledge. Father brings us to a greater place. A greater place because we've been given the mind of Christ, that we can think in kingdom terms, and we can grasp kingdom economics, but not if we're trying to hold on to and understand according to the logic of this world, because it doesn't make sense. Paul, in this section, is writing that even though they are poor, they enrich everyone. They have enriched many people. Even though we're poor, he says, we have enriched many people. Of course, this enrichment is more than about money, but it doesn't exclude money. And the reason I say that is because Paul is about to go on for several chapters, writing about the importance of the collection they're taking up for the church in Jerusalem. Because the Christians there are cut off. They're not allowed to work because they're Christians. They're not welcome in the synagogue. The whole culture, they've been cut off. So Paul is taking up this collection. He talks to the Corinthians about how much the Macedonians have given, and there's competition even to this day. There's a division there in the country of Greece, between the north and the south. But the Corinthians had made this pledge, and Paul wanted to make sure that they were going to follow through on the pledge. And he starts it off with this, look, even though we have nothing, we still spend our lives enriching other people. So we need to understand that I know we have this thing in the church. We're always concerned about prosperity teaching. There's been abuses there, but at the same time, we can't throw out the fact that the Father says that he is going to prosper us. And some people, because of the abuse of the prosperity teaching, want to throw out the baby with the bathwater. And it's like the stuff that came out of the word of, what do they refer to? Word of, what do they, I even forget what it was called, but you can speak it into being. There were abuses there, but we don't throw out the good stuff that came out of that with the bad stuff. So we need to be careful here, because it is Father's plan to prosper us. So that we are the blessing that this world needs. We are supposed to be the answer to some people's prayers. So, so this idea, we need to understand that Father wants to bless us and prosper us on all planes of existence, so that he pours into us this incredible grace. He pours into us grace. And Jesus told us, as we have freely received, we're supposed to freely give. We're supposed to give it out as freely as we received it, as quickly as we received it. We're supposed to give it out. And that's the thing that's important to understand, is that we are givers. That's who we are as the kingdom dwellers. We are givers. We're here not to take from people. We are here to give to people. We are here to enrich their lives. As Paul's referred to, we enrich many. We are here to enrich people's lives. It could be with money. It could be with friendship. It could be with forgiveness. It could be with love. It could be all kinds. Whatever we received, that is now in our storehouse. That's in our bank account, and we are supposed to be giving that out. We have received it for ourselves, yes, but also so we can give it out. That's what's so important. That's why we need to grab hold of this, understand this, grab hold of it, give it out. Don't be stingy. Don't be stingy, because we're not allowed to be stingy in the kingdom. We're not. Dad does not like that. He does not like hoarders. He does not like people being stingy. He gives so that we can give. He gives so that we can give. You know, those of you who know Pastor Gordon know that for years, decades, that he's always taught you can't outgive God. You can't outgive our Father. You can't. So when you don't have a lot and you give out of, let's say you give out of your own need, okay, you give out of the little that you have, that act of righteousness, we're told, Jesus told us, read it in the Beatitudes if you wanted, Matthew chapter 5, where he said that he will multiply, he will produce fruit from those acts of righteousness. You will be surrounded by that fruit of the acts of righteousness, of doing the right thing. It's so important for us to get that into our head. But it's not a law. We are compelled by love. Love is the motivation. Love compels us to give. Love compels us to be generous. You can't say, okay, it's here in the kingdom law, I have to be generous and I have to give things. And if that's not motivated by love, then it's going to cause a bitterness in yourself. And you have to be very careful. If you're giving away and it's with reluctance, if you're giving and it's with reluctance, that is going to produce a root of bitterness in you. He loves a cheerful giver. But giving from resentment is not going to make you a cheerful giver. You give out of faith. You give out of love. You give out of trust. You give out of that relationship with Christ. That's absolutely vital to understand. Okay, you guys be blessed. Have a fantastic day, and I pray that you'll discover this whole wonderful kingdom economy. God bless.